Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who finds his girlfriend cheating on him with another man in their hotel room on their vacation. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. Last month, my 29, girlfriend 27 of 2 years at the time, and I went on a trip to Cozumel for a few days. We live up north and wanted to enjoy the hot weather some more because summer has ended for us. We got there and had a nice first night, although she was complaining a bit. She was also the one who picked our resort, by the way. Everything was going fine until our second night. We got into an argument because there was a kid running around us while we were eating lunch. She gets upset over the smallest things and I just blew up at her. Like, the little dude is on vacation too, and the mom apologized to us a few moments later. We're in Mexico, and she's over here ruined her day over something that won't matter in a few minutes. We get back to our room, and she's not talking to me. A few hours go by, and I leave to go play the slots. I didn't win anything, but it was fun to get away and gamble in another country. When I got back, I apologized to her, and she seemed to agree with me and we would put it behind us for the next few days. The next night, we're at a party. We're dancing and having drinks and laughing. Then she says she has to use the restroom. I'm waiting and waiting for a few minutes, and so I text her. She didn't respond. So I waited a few more minutes and went to look for her. I saw her at a bar hugging another guy. When I get face to face with her, she tells me to calm down. She was just getting another drink from the bar when she came back from the bathroom. I'm in shock because what the F was that? I was drunk but still upset, and I let it go because we had just had an argument and didn't want to start anything. We go back to the party and things are chill. The next day when we wake up, I'm feeling pretty good and she says she's feeling hungover. She only had a few drinks, and I've seen her drink way more and go to work the next day, but whatever. I go down to the front desk and pick her up some water and aspirin to help her feel better. She said she was going to sleep most of the day, and I wanted to do something because we leave the next day. So I went right back to those slot machines. When I got to the casino, I was waiting in line to get some tokens when I realized I forgot my wallet. So I ran back to the hotel and I saw the guy she was hugging last night. My spider sense went off and I walked right past him. Before I got to the elevator, I decided to check something out. He walks up and presses the button for the elevator and I follow him. The elevator opens and he presses 4. That's the floor we're staying on. Now, it could be a coincidence. We've been here a few days. Maybe he stays close by and I've never seen him when he left his room. The door opens, and as he walks down the hallway, my heart sinks into my stomach. He passes every door, checks his phone, then knocks on our door. I walk right past him to not be suspicious and turn down another hallway. I hear the door open and my ex greets him. Now I'm stunned because there's no reasonable explanation for that. I stood there and I felt afraid. Then I felt confused, then betrayed. I'm in effing Mexico getting cheated on by my hoe girlfriend for God knows what reason. I got my key card and I swung the door open. There they were. She was topless and they were kissing on the couch. I looked her right in the eyes and I never felt so much hate in my life. I grabbed my wallet and my backpack and left. She called out to me as I slammed the door, but I was done. She called me and texted me to come back, but I didn't respond. I walked around our resort and she asked where I was going. I guess she was looking at my location on the phone, so I turned that off too. I found a spot near the beach and I broke down. I didn't know the problem. I thought we were okay. We weren't perfect, but damn. I reached in my bag to grab some water. That's when I saw it. 2 passports. I grabbed hers and looked at it. I stared at it. How could she? Why would she? I thought about leaving it there, or even tossing it in the water. Instead, I had something better planned. I went straight to the airport. If that's how she wanted to play it, I'll outdo her. I got there and asked if I could exchange both tickets for an earlier flight. The lady at the desk said it's possible, but I would have to pay an extra fee. So, with the cost of a few dollars and a suitcase that I left back at the hotel room, I exchanged the tickets. I got on the flight later on that day. I was up the entire flight. I felt a bit of regret when I landed. She was back in Mexico and I was on my way back home. Maybe I overdid it, but then again, maybe not. She should have thought about that before she wanted to try and F another guy. When I got home, I messaged her that we are done and blocked her number. The next day, her mom called me asking where I was because I was late for the airport. I told her I was early and hung up her ass too. Have fun getting your daughter a passport in Mexico. I'm sorry this happened to you, OP. I can't believe your ex was brazen enough to cheat on you in the hotel room you two shared on the vacation. The chances of her getting caught were high, but apparently her minute of pleasure was worth putting her relationship on the line for. You handled the whole situation better than most people would. You taking her passport and getting tickets was a bit on the extreme, but she'll figure something out. You two will probably never speak to each other again, but if by any chance she wants to get back together with you, don't let her. Say good riddance and let go. Story 2. To say the least, my wife 29 and I 31 have had a troubled, painful relationship. To keep things short, my wife had a 2-month-long affair with another man in 2014. We attended marriage counseling for almost 2 years, and since that point, we've been doing really well. I think most people would consider infidelity a deal breaker. But I'm not perfect, people make mistakes, and I wasn't willing to throw away the life we had built together over a temporary setback. As far as I know, she's been completely faithful since. Until yesterday, I just assumed that her affair was a one-off thing and not a pattern of behavior. Until I discovered a treasure trove of chat logs and pictures on an old laptop I was looking to reformat and repurpose. Again, to keep it brief, for at least the first 3 years of our relationship, which started in 2009, she had carried on emotional relationships with at least 3 other guys. Most of it included sexual flirting, sharing of fantasies, and a lot of webcamming involving taking her clothes off and dancing for these guys. Several of them had commented on outfits they particularly enjoyed, etc. From what I can tell, she only met one of these guys in person, despite repeatedly attempting to meet with all of them, and while the logs showed that they only kissed, I'm 90% sure they had sex. The chat log trail dries up around 2011 since the world stopped using AIM, Yahoo Chat, and MSN Messenger, so I don't have any direct evidence. But I have no reason now to doubt that the behavior continued well into 2014 before everything blew up with her affair. On one hand, this all seems like it's in the past, and dredging it up will only be a painful, futile exercise, since it can't be undone and it was at least 4 or 5 years ago. On the other hand, I think I have a right to be upset about this. Had I known about this behavior, would I have stuck around after her affair? I honestly feel regret for not leaving her. Not to mention that during the whole time the webcamming stuff was going on, I would occasionally ask her to do the same thing with me. Occasionally, she would send sexy photos, but now I'm pretty sure they were intended for other guys, and it was just convenient to send them to me. We had a major dead bedroom situation during this period, and it's now clear that she was seeking sexual gratification outside of our relationship. Again, had I known all of this, the course of my life could have been very different. Do I bring it up? What good would it do? Taken in a vacuum, the past 4 years have actually been really good. We have similar life goals, interests, and financial success. Is it worth throwing all of that away because of something that happened so long ago? Update. Welp, talk to her. She didn't deny anything, but I still get the idea that she's hiding something. Divorce is on the table, but I'm going out of town next week, so I can't do anything about it until then. We'll do some research and make an appointment with a lawyer. Thanks all. OP, so things have not been great for 4 years because she is still deceiving you. The entire foundation of your marriage is built on lies. She completely misrepresented herself to you, and because of that, you were never given a choice to make an informed decision about who you were marrying. I highly doubt that things just stopped after the counseling, but even if they did, she never felt guilty enough or moral enough to tell you the full truth. Even your counseling and marriage repair work was done on her lies. Why would you want to salvage this? Please seek a counselor on your own and go talk to them about everything so you can make the best decision for yourself. Now for some comments. You have to understand that everything you rebuilt since 2014 has been built on shaky ground. So no matter how good it is now, at any given moment this could collapse. They say you can't forgive what you don't know, and that's true in your case. She lied until now. I would leave. Don't let her guilt trip you that she tried to protect you or that she changed. She hasn't changed that much, or everything would have come out long before now. I don't see how this is salvageable. She cheated for years and with many men. There's no way she'll ever be honest about how many times she's cheated or with who, unless you directly catch her. Think about the advice you would give to a good friend in your same situation. Would you advise him to stay with her knowing her pattern of behavior? If you had a son, would you want him to be married to someone like her? If the answer to either question is no, you know what you have to do. Life is too short. Cut your losses and move on, man. I wish you the best of luck. I'm sorry. If I were you, I'd go to my doctor and get a complete STD panel done. Then set up a couple of nanny cams before you go out of town for a week. If the lawyer says that's legal to do in your state and actually advises doing so in case you live in an at-fault divorce state and need evidence of infidelity. Also, save all that proof off the laptop and bring it to your lawyer. I know it sucks, but there's zero trust in her and zero respect for you in your relationship now. Divorce shouldn't be on the table, it should be inevitable. Do you really want to live the rest of your days constantly wondering if she's off chatting up randos in order to F them behind your back? It really sounds as though she wasn't into you even from the beginning, and there's no fixing that.